Saudara Tony Phua, Saudara Govind Singh, Hana, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends from Subanjaya, a very good evening to all of you. 大家晚上好。First of all, I would like to thank all of you for coming to this dinner to help us in Sarawak. 感谢大家出席今晚的晚宴，帮忙我们沙捞越。Just now, Tony has talked so much about the Impian Sarawak projects. What your money will be used for. How we are going to use your money. Now let me elaborate on what impact your money will have in Sarawak politics. We have started our Impian Sarawak project for about 18 months. Since we have started this project, Impian Sarawak projects, every Dewan Undangan Negeri sitting, Sarawak Dun sitting, you hear about the words Impian Sarawak, not from DAP members, but from Barisan Nasional members. The aduns from Barisan Nasional, they try to belittle us, belittle this project, even to the extent where the Chief Minister of Sarawak, the new Chief Minister, in Dun he say, you know, you DAP itu Impian Sarawak, memang mereka pandai publicity, macam ayam bertelur Rio sekampung, bukan seperti Barisan Nasional. Semasa Barisan Nasional buat projek macam penyu bertelur, diam-diam saja tapi telur banyak. He used the analogy on our Impian Sarawak project and the Barisan Nasional projects. We do one project, the whole kampung knows. You know how I answer him? In Dewan Undangan Negeri, how I answer him? I told him, Ya Amat Berhormat, this analogy is very apt. It's very accurate analogy of the Impian Sarawak project and Barisan Nasional project. But do you know how often does a hen lay eggs? A hen lay eggs every day. But how often does a penyu lay eggs? How often does a turtle lay eggs? Only seasonal. During election time, you come and lay eggs only. And somehow we lay eggs every day. Every egg can be consumed. Penyu lay eggs, half of it gone. They do it quietly, but anyway, these are the impacts. These are the pressure that we give. Pressure that we give the Barisan Nasional government, who has always neglected the rural areas, the development of the rural areas. So much pressure has been exerted that in 2014, November, when the budget was tabled for the 2015 budget, a sum of 1.2 billion was allocated for minor rural projects. 1.2 billion was allocated for 2015 minor rural projects. We all know minor rural project is what? They are fund to be given to the Barisan Nasional YBs for them to award contracts to their cronies, carry out, do some road paving works, and then half of it don't know go where. But even with 1.2 billion, that is not enough. 2 days ago in Dun sitting, I'm still attending Dun sitting. Tomorrow, I'll go back on the first flight to continue with the Dun sitting. 2 days ago, in the Dun sitting, there's a further supplementary budget for 2015. For the 2015, they funded 1.2 billion. It's not sufficient to counter our Impian Sarawak projects. So they added another 500 million Another 500 million for minor rural projects. All in all, 1.7 billion. Sarawak has only 71 dun constituency. About 15 of them are urban seats. The rest, rural seats. So in each dun seat, they have about 24 million. 24 to 30 million at their disposal. When I was debating the supplementary budget, I said this is at your disposal to splash the money for election purpose. Dear friends, when you heard about all this money, 24 million for each constituency, what can our Impian Sarawak do? Until now, we have only collected a donation not up to 1 million. Not up to 1 million. But I can tell you, friends, I am proudly to say that although we only have 1 million at our disposal, but we do our projects with our heart. Our Impian Sarawak team, our volunteers, they go into the kampong, they do the projects with their heart. And that is what touches the rural folks. And without this 1 million, for all these 18 months, there will not be 1.7 billion coming down. That is the difference. So every dollar that you donate here, you can generate a pressure, you can exert a pressure to generate $1,000 from the Barisan Nasional. That is money well spent. So ladies and gentlemen, that is what we have been doing. And now, as all of you must have already known, previously, we have a previous chief minister. When I come over to West Malaysia here, when I meet taxi driver, they will tell me, itu ketua menteri ini memang korup. Sudah lama sudah, 30 tahun, tak mau undur lagi. They have very bad comment on our previous chief minister. But last year we had a new chief minister. He seems to be saying the right thing at the right time and at the right place. He talks about, no, I don't want UMNO to come into Sarawak to corrupt our people here. We don't want religious bigots. We don't want extremists in Sarawak. That is music to the ears of Sarawakians. Everybody seems to sing praises. And he donated 3 million last year to the Chinese middle school, 4 million this year to the Chinese middle school. And he went down hard. He said, I'm going to eradicate illegal loggings. Dear friends, it sounds very much like Abdullah Badawi. Patla, when he first became Prime Minister in 2008 or 2007, 2003, yes, 2003, sorry, 2003. And shortly after that, 2003, he had an election in 2004, within a year of he becoming a Prime Minister. And when everybody feel good about it. And what happened after 2004 election? Slowly as things unfold, and people see the true color, the system is still rotten, no matter what you are going to say, no matter what you believe in, but as long as you are in the Barisan Nasional system, you will remain corrupt. So in 2004, he suffered a fiasco. The political tsunami happened. And in 2008, the political tsunami happened. 2009, Najib forced him to step down. Najib dragged on and on and on. In the first year, Najib seems to be very nice. But after 2-3 years, as things unfold, and people see the true color, and see that In fact, you are not as nice as you portray yourself as. This happened to Adnan Saptem as well. He came into power in 2014, February. Had he called the election within this first year, many electorates will have the few good factors. But slowly as 1 year has passed, 1 year has passed, and people realize that though you speak very well, though you promises, say the right things, but a lot of things you are bound by your Barisan Nasional policies. You can't do much. Take for instance, GST. When GST was implemented in April, he can't do much. Not only that, as the Chief Minister of Sarawak, he can't do much. But that in Sarawak, we are subject to double taxation in some of the items, at 3 items. Number 1, oil palm products. Sarawak State has a special rights. We are entitled to charge sales tax for the state coffer. Now, sales tax is a sales tax. GST is also a form of sales tax. So what happened is that Sarawak oil palm planters, producers, they are subject to 2 taxes. 1, the state sales tax, 1, the GST. And number 2, tires, car tires. We also collect sales tax, state sales tax for car tires. And the state government is not going to give out this revenue because it is a very lucrative revenue. It generates a lot of revenue. So what happened is that in Sarawak now, all the car owners, lorry drivers, lorry owners, you have to pay 2 taxes on your tires. 1 sales tax, 1 GST. And for those who buy 4D, 4D ticket also in Sarawak, we have 10 cents sales tax on every dollar. Now we have to pay GST. Initially, the operator absorbed. Now we're still paying $1.10. I don't know how much you are paying, but previously you guys are paying 1 ringgit. 1 ringgit for each ticket. Whether the GST has been imposed, 1 ringgit and 6 cents, I don't know. But in Sarawak there, I've confirmed with the Treasury Department, they are not going to give out the sales tax, but they are going to, they have to pay the GST. So far, the operator absorbed it. But sooner or later, it's going to be passed on to the consumer. So GST, he can't do much. He has openly said, if I have the power, I will give recognition to UEC, United Examination Certificate, 读中统考文凭. That's why he said, 如果我有权利，我会承认读中统考文凭. Dear friends, Sarawak, as I said, is special. In the employment of the state civil servant, Sarawak government has the absolute say to employ state civil servant. Unlike in West Malaysia here, even Lim Guang Eng or Azmi Ali, when they want to employ state civil servant, they are subject to the federal JPA, federal Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Awam. So they are bound by the rulings, the guidelines, the directive of the JPA, Jabatan Perkhidmatan Awam, federal side. But in Sarawak, when we want to employ state civil servant, it is the Sarawak government who has the absolute say. Federal JPA has no say whatsoever in determining the criteria for the employment of civil servant, state civil servant. So that's why I moved the motion. A few days ago, I moved the motion in Dun to say that as long as, so far as in the employment of state civil servant, the government recognized the UEC, to treat UEC as one of the equivalent or alternative certificate as the STPM. That is how you give recognition. That is how you, if you want to you say you want to recognize, you say if you have the power to recognize, now I'm telling you, you have the power to recognize UEC. 我现在告诉你，你有权利承认杜中统考文凭，但是我的动议 在州议会被取消。But my motion was rejected in the State Assembly. The reason given is that the Chief Minister of Sarawak will abide by Muhyiddin's statement. Unless you change the Chinese Medium School, you change your syllabus. Otherwise, I'm not going to give recognition. So this again, slowly as things unfold, as things develop, this true color start to show. Like 20% oil royalty. Sarawak has been demanding for 20% oil royalty because of our backwardness in development. We need the 20% instead of 5% oil royalty for oil that is produced from Sarawak. Adina Satem, the Chief Minister, has been very obliging. He has even, when I moved the motion, he asked one of his adun to move a same motion, amend my word, and say that it's their motion. And we had a unanimous decision in Dewan Undangan Negeri Sarawak to say to demand for 20% oil royalty from the federal government and Petronas. That motion was passed a year ago. Until now, he has been hitting brick wall. He cannot deliver. Why? Because he is in Barisan Nasional. So, what I'm trying to say is that, though he has given an impression that is good, a good person, a person who is willing to listen to the people, but bottom line is that he is still a BN Chief Minister and he cannot deliver more than half of what he has said. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with all this background, we are going into the Sarawak state election in less than 1 year. The DUN is due for dissolution latest by June 2016. In less than a year, we will be facing state election. And the importance of Sarawak state election can never be overstated. It has always been the precursor to the general election, the testing ground, the yardstick for how the general election is going to turn out. In 2006, we had a state election. We had a breakthrough. For the first time, we had 7 opposition adun being elected in Sarawak DUN. And with that momentum, with that initial push, in 2008, the momentum carried on. And we have the political tsunami in 2008. And the momentum did not die down. 2011, from 6 DAP adun, we doubled it to 12 DAP aduns in 2011. And as you all know, in 2013, that momentum carried forward until 2013 general election, where Pakatan Rakyat for the first time won the 52% popular votes. So now we are facing 2015 or 2016 Sarawak state election. I implore upon all friends from Subanjaya here to give us your help, your support, so that we can do better in the coming state election. Can you do that? Dear friends, in Sarawak, I mean, if you go to the major town, go to major towns, Kuching, Sibu, Miri, Bintulu, where we have won. We can have churamas like that, we can have dinners like that. And people will come, will listen to the speeches. They'll be concerned about what is going on in the country. How corrupted the government is, they will feel the anger. But when you go to the rural areas, you can't hold churama like that. Because one long house is about 1 hour drive from another long house. If you have a churama at night, the other long house won't come over to this long house. They simply cannot afford. They simply cannot afford, and the roads are not tar seal road. Most of the roads are timber roads. So you have to go down one by one. Go to long house by long house. One long house is about 60, 50 volts. 200 volts for a big long house. So you just have to go down one by one. But if you go down to campaign, even if you don't sleep, don't eat, don't go to the toilet, also during the election time, you cannot cover all the area. That's why for DAP, we start now. And we start now not only to campaign, to carry out our Impian Sarawak projects. There is a ingrained distrust for any party that is not BN. Because for all these 51 years where we are in Malaysia, BN has been indoctrinating them, poison their mind to say that only BN can give you development, only BN can help you, the opposition cannot help you. So as time goes by, there's this dependency, economy dependency on the BN. If you talk about 1MDB, they are not bothered. If you talk about BR1M, BRIM, they say, yeah, you need money, you do it that time. And besides BR1M, during election time, there will be a lot of money coming in. And for them, the voting stations are there are only about 100, 200 votes in one voting station, polling station. And the BN guys will tell them, if my vote, I lose in this vote, this polling station, you can forget about all the promises I'll make. So therefore, there's this economic and mental, psychological dependency on the Barisan Nasional. And our Impian Sarawak projects, the purpose of our Impian Sarawak projects, of course, we want to bring some help to them, but ultimately we want to break that dependency. So besides building roads, supplying waters, laying pipes, we have also engaged in some economic upliftment projects. And one of which is one of the big words I brought here today. These are the big words that was done by single mother in the kampong area, kampong from Tasek Biru. These are single mother, housewife, poor housewife. They are dependent on Barisan Nasional, and we tell them, no, you don't have to continue to be dependent on the handouts. We arrange for handicraft schools, the instructor, we arrange for the instructor to go to the kampong, about 30 to 60, 100 of them, teach them how to do these bead works. And we tell them, you just do it, we DAP will help you to sell it, to market it. Don't worry, after we sell it, we'll bring the money back and pay you for your work done. So that's why today, I brought with me 120 of these beadwork. Each of them will cost about 25 ringgit. And I hope all of you can support all this. Let me bring back cash. Don't let me bring back this beadwork. Let them have the confidence in us. Let them know that our counterparts, our fellow Malaysians in West Malaysia also support our Impian Sarawak, also support the change that we are going to push forward. So our members will go around selling this. These are for the single mothers, the poor housewife who will have to make ends meet, who has made these beautiful big words with the Uba bird there. So give them some confidence that they are not alone. Although they are in the kampong, they are not alone. They can depend on all of us. Can we do that? Don't let me bring back any of this bit. let me sell it all by tonight, and thank you with that. Thank you very much.